Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing strategic market alignment in game development, identifying viable game opportunities that deliver results. Uncover viable game opportunities through strategic market alignment and smarter decision making. In the competitive landscape of the video game industry, it's no longer enough to create a game that is simply fun or technically sound. For both indie developers and AAA studios, success hinges on strategic market alignment, ensuring that the games you develop meet actual, timely, and validated market demands. Strategic market alignment in game development means matching your creative vision and production capabilities with emerging trends, underserved genres, and player behavior data. Without it, even the most polished games risk being overlooked in an oversaturated market. This podcast will explore how strategic market alignment can help game developers and studio leaders identify viable game opportunities, reduce risk, and increase the chances of commercial success. We'll cover core principles, actionable steps, tools for market validation, and real-world case studies that illuminate best practices. Whether you're a first-time indie developer or a seasoned executive leading multiple teams, understanding how to assess and align your project with market demands is essential. Strategic market alignment isn't about chasing trends blindly. It's about informed creativity, data-backed decisions, and sustainable innovation. The core concept. What is strategic market alignment? Strategic market alignment refers to the intentional synchronization of your game's concept, mechanics, marketing, and monetization strategies with market realities. In other words, it's about ensuring your game fills a clear demand in the marketplace, whether through genre innovation, platform optimization, or solving a player pain point. In the business world, strategic alignment often involves harmonizing internal goals with external opportunities. In game development, this translates to aligning creative vision with viable market segments. You might be asking, isn't game development about passion and vision? Absolutely, but those elements thrive best when tempered with market intelligence. Key components of strategic market alignment in the video game industry include understanding your target audience, analyzing competitor performance, tracking genre trends and platform shifts, validating your game concept early, and balancing creative risk with commercial potential. But why is strategic market alignment so crucial? Well, it reduces production risk. Video game development is inherently risky. Production timelines are long, costs can be high, and player tastes are ever evolving. Strategic market alignment allows you to reduce risk by identifying clear demand before significant investment is made. It gives studio leaders more confidence in greenlighting projects. Enhances publisher and investor appeal. Investors and publishers want to see that a studio understands the business side of development. By showing evidence of market alignment, data-driven genre selection, audience validation, and competitive analysis, you make a stronger case for funding. And it enables smarter resource allocation. With finite time and budget, aligning with the right market opportunities ensures you're focusing efforts where they have the most commercial potential. This means less time spent on passion projects with no real audience and more on games that resonate. So first is identifying market gaps and opportunities. The first step towards strategic market alignment is identifying viable game opportunities that fill a clear need in the marketplace. Step 1. Analyze the market landscape. Start by examining best-selling and most played games across platforms, rising genres and underserved niches, emerging platforms, community demand across Reddit, Discord, TikTok, and YouTube. An example of this is you notice a growing nostalgia trend for tactical turn-based RPGs, but no major studio has released one in years. That could signal a gap worth exploring. Next step. Segment your audience. Rather than targeting gamers, define your audience clearly. Age, region, and gender demographics. Preferred genres and platforms. Online behavior. Spending patterns. Knowing who you're building for allows you to tailor mechanics, art style, pricing, and marketing. Step 3. Study your competitors. Use tools like Steam Spy and SteamDB to analyze downloads and reviews. App Annie or Sensor Tower for mobile insights. Game Discover Co. newsletter for indie discovery patterns. And ask yourself, what are competitors doing well? What are they being criticized for? And what's missing that you can do better? Now, you want to align your creative vision with market realities. You don't need to kill creative vision to align with the market. You just need to balance creativity with informed decision making. So the next step is conduct early concept testing. Before entering full development, pitch your concept to your intended audience via surveys and questionnaires, public mock-ups and teaser trailers, controlled playtests using gray box prototypes. This allows you to gauge interest and refine scope early. Next, use pitch feedback loops. Whether it's publishers, accelerators, or potential partners, the feedback from pitch meetings is golden. Patterns in feedback, too niche, genre saturation, no clear monetization, are clues for market misalignment or alignment. The next step is to validate monetization models. If you're going free to play, subscription, or premium, ensure your chosen model matches genre and platform expectations. An example of this would be a $40 indie narrative game might be viable on Steam or Switch, but would struggle on mobile. A free-to-play tactics game could thrive on mobile, but might repel a Steam audience. Tools and techniques to strengthen market fit. One idea is to use SWOT analysis for concept development. You want your strengths, unique mechanics, visuals, IP, your weaknesses, genre fatigue, technical risk, your opportunities, trending genres, underserved platforms, and threats, competitor saturation, shifting player tastes. This framework is especially helpful for indie studios refining their pitch decks. Next, you could create a business case brief. A mini business case helps you clarify what problems does this game solve for players, who's the target market, how big is the market, how will we monetize, and what's our cost to profit potential. This is essential for internal green lights and external pitches. Now let's discuss strategic market alignment for indie versus AAA. For indie game developers, focus on niche markets. Broad audiences are hard to win without massive marketing. Be bold, but with boundaries. Innovation is great if you've validated demand. Build community early. Use devlogs, Discord, and public builds to shape developments and gauge interest. For AAA studios, leverage proprietary data. AAA studios can mine huge data sets to predict what genres or systems resonate. Don't ignore grassroots signals. Some AAA flops could have been avoided with better awareness of shifting community sentiment. And use skunkworks teams to experiment with riskier concepts before scaling. So now some actual steps to build strategic market alignment. Let's turn these concepts into practical next steps for game development leaders. Step 1. Audit your current projects. Ask, who is this game for? What evidence do we have that the market wants this? Is the genre oversaturated or underserved? How does this align with our studio's capabilities and identity? Step 2. Set up monthly market reviews. Make market awareness a core habit. Review top charts and new releases monthly. Assign a market scout role within your team. Adjust your internal pitch process to include market research slides. Step 3. Incorporate market fit into your greenlight process. for each new project idea, require evidence of player demand, include competitive positioning, review monetization logic for platform compatibility. Step 4. Build a feedback network. Create a roster of peer studios, platform reps, accelerators, friendly publishers. Use them to test new ideas and assumptions early. Their insights could save you months of rework. Product market fit is earned, not assumed. Many indie and even mid-sized studios make the mistake of falling in love with an idea before rigorously testing whether there's a viable market for it. Strategic market alignment doesn't mean you must abandon creativity. It means learning where your creativity can make the biggest impact. Here's a key idea. Don't ask, how do we build this game, before you ask, why this game and why now? Use soft launches and Steam wishlists as live market signals. Before fully committing to a concept, take advantage of soft launch strategies and early wishlisting as proxies for demand. Some actual steps for this. So build a vertical slice or trailer and test it with Coming Soon Steam page. Use meta ads or Reddit posts to drive traffic and assess engagement rates. Track wishlist conversions and feedback in the first 30 days to determine if the market wants the game you're thinking about. Some benchmarking here. A conversion rate of 15% from page visit to wishlist is generally strong for new IP. Look for market tension, not saturation. There's a common misconception that chasing popular genres is the safest bet, but saturation often outpaces opportunity. When you're really looking for is tension, an unmet need or underserved player base that is actively looking for solutions. Some actual steps for this. Use review scraping tools like Steam reviews or subreddit mining to identify common complaints about popular titles in your genre. Ask, what problem hasn't been solved yet? Where's the frustration? Position your game to address that exact gap, not just replicate the genre norms. Portfolio planning, aligning multiple titles to broader goals. Strategic market alignment isn't just about one game, it's about your studio's trajectory. Studios that survive and grow think in terms of portfolios, not just projects. Key considerations. Does this project build credibility for your studio's long-term vision? Can it leverage existing technology, art styles, or systems to reduce cost? Does it open the door to bigger partnerships, publishing deals, or sequels? Some actual steps here. Create a simple portfolio map. Column 1, projects. Column 2, target audience. Column 3, strategic value. IP growth, tech reuse, market positioning. Column 4, financial risk and reward. Use this to vet new ideas against your broader studio roadmap. Aligning with trends without being chained to them. Great studios don't chase trends blindly. They anticipate them, reinterpret them, or strategically ignore them to focus on timeless value. Tools for trend spotting. Follow industry analysts, attend showcases, engage with trend indicators like TikTok virality or YouTube Let's Plays. Actionable steps for this. Create a trend impact matrix every quarter. Rate emerging trends by relevance to your genre, longevity, fad versus shift, leverage potential. Can you use it or subvert it? Use this to support greenlight decisions or inform pivots. Data informed, not data blind. Analytics should be used as a crutch or a buzzword. Strategic market alignment means knowing what to track, why, and how it informs decisions. Some actionable metrics to track. Wish list to follower ratio. Traffic source breakdown, organic versus paid. Retention on demo builds. Newsletter open rate versus CTA conversion. Pricing elasticity during tests. Some actionable steps for this. Review these metrics monthly and use them to ask hard questions. Is our game appealing before it's built? Do our players engage with our communication? And what features are driving playtime and retention in tests? Understanding opportunity cost. Time, team, and tech. Saying yes to one project is saying no to another. Market alignment requires you to be ruthless about opportunity cost. Some actual steps here. Before greenlighting any project, list every alternative use of that time and budget. Score each on market potential, internal alignment, feasibility, and burnout risk. Discuss openly with your team and advisors. This reframes decisions around value, not emotion. Build a green light framework. Every studio needs a repeatable process for identifying viable opportunities. It doesn't need to be elaborate, but it must be honest and consistent. Here's a suggested framework. Market validation. Does a proven audience exist for this genre/style? Is our price point realistic within that market? Team fit. Do we have internal passion and relevant expertise? Will it grow our capabilities meaningfully? Financial forecast. Can this break even on conservative assumptions? How many units would we need to sell to survive? Marketing readiness. Can we communicate this game clearly in one sentence? Do we have a distinct visual hook? Timeline fit. Can we ship a testable version in 3 to 6 months? Some actionable steps here. Run each idea through this checklist during Greenlight. Score out of 5 on each category. Ideas with composite scores under 18 of 25 should be paused or rescoped. So final thoughts. Aligning vision with viability. In a volatile and highly competitive market like the video game industry, creativity alone is no longer enough. Success depends on a studio's ability to align its creative ambitions with real, validated opportunities, what we call strategic market alignment. It's not just a buzzword, it's a necessary survival skill. Whether you're an indie studio building your first vertical slice or a seasoned developer pitching to publishers, market alignment ensures you're not building in a vacuum. It's the discipline of testing assumptions, listening to real-world feedback, and understanding opportunity cost, all before you commit precious time and capital. This approach isn't meant to stifle your creative drive. It's here to focus it, to help you place your boldest ideas in front of the right audience at the right time with the highest chance of success. So key takeaways here. Strategic market alignment means validating your creative vision against actual demand, not just passion. Use wish lists, engagement rates, and soft launches to test early and often. Don't chase saturated trends. Look for market tensions and gaps where you can innovate. Build a lightweight but consistent greenlight process with defined criteria. Know the opportunity cost of every decision, especially in small studios with limited resources. Track the right data, not for vanity, but for insight and direction. Think in portfolios, not just individual projects. Each game should serve your studio's long-term trajectory. One final action step. Before greenlighting your next project, block off one full day with your team. Use this team to walk through a simplified market analysis, a competitor and opportunity gap review, your greenlight checklist, and a hard conversation about why now and why us. Your ideas matter, but ideas succeed when they meet the market with clarity, purpose, and timing. Strategic market alignment isn't about playing it safe. It's about playing it smart, aligning your creativity with what the world is ready to embrace. That's how you go from idea to impact. All right, and that's this week's episode of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for listening, and as always, thanks for being awesome. Oh, hi. Man, the episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. Be sure to check out more episodes in the playlist and new episodes every week on Monday. Follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave a review. Thanks again for being awesome.